As the title states, Pokemon investing in 2026 is a trap. Interesting statement, when you think about it. I believe has a lot of truth to it. And I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately um, with my own collection. It's not massive by any means. You know, I have some sealed. I do a lot of grading, very, into slabs very much. Lately, I've downsized quite a bit though. If you haven't watched any of my previous videos, I've recently sold off a bunch of slabs from my PC. Took profits, which, I wasn't sure if I should or not. But it's like I'm at the point where I figured I should take some money, have money, build up my bank account, right? Not just have it sitting in a case of Pokemon cards on my shelf or in a cabinet, whatever the case may be. And I came up with this title because I feel like there's a lot of information or maybe misinformation on social media. And what I mean by that is a lot of people are saying, buy this set, buy that set, you don't want to miss out on this. They're making it sound like it's doom and gloom, end of the world if you miss a certain set. And I'm here to tell you it's not. And again, I've fallen this trap myself in the past few years with various things. You kind of get sucked into all the videos being made on social media, falling into the hype of things. And it's very easy to just fall into these traps and then just start shopping online. You don't need to leave your house. You don't need to get up off your ass and leave the computer. Hell, you can even do it from your phone and just start buying product, insert credit card, submit, and you get stuck with a large credit card bill. Some people can't pay it off. That makes it even worse. Some people can't pay it off. That's fine. But still, at the end of the day, you got to think about what are you really buying? You know what I mean? Because this hobby releases tons of products. And that's one thing I think we forget to think about. I think it's about 4 sets a year, main sets. And then there's also specialty sets. And Pokemon's not going anywhere. They're going to go out of business. They're going to be around for a long time, which is good. And I came to the conclusion myself, which I think other people should think about, and this is why I'm making the video. You don't need every set that comes out every year for Pokemon. Doesn't matter what these investment guru, PokeTuber, YouTuber people say, all these shorts they put out or long videos. Everyone, most people think they're an expert now, and they're not. Yes, Pokemon has done well the past several years, give or take. Of course, that's fine, that's great, Will it last forever? We don't know. No one really knows anything. But even if it is doing great, it still doesn't, to me, give justification to be spending your hard-earned money, your money from your paycheck, on every Pokemon set. So you should have a plan, you know what I mean? Maybe there is 1 or 2 sets that you're interested in that's coming out for that particular year in Pokemon. Save up your money for that. You don't need every set in that year. For me, right now, all I have on my shelf is some Destined Rivals, some Phantasmal, and I got Ascended Heroes around 90 each off some kid off Facebook Marketplace. And again, obviously MSRP would be great, but this past year or two, it's really hard to even do that. So, that was like the cheapest I was able to buy some ETBs at the time. And that's pretty much all I have in terms of sealed. Now, at one point, I was collecting like 2 booster boxes of every Scarlet and Violet set. And I started probably like 2 years ago. And I was just looking at my shelf, and I sold most of it off. I got in pretty early anyway, but the point is that I don't even really care about these sets. I was just doing it because I was listening to people on YouTube who were saying, oh yeah, you should at least buy some product into every set. That's what I was doing. They're like, booster boxes are king. They're the best investments long term. Which, yeah, that may be a true statement. But I'm looking, at my space, and I I really didn't care about it. I wasn't passionate about it. I was just buying it to say I have it on my shelf. You know what I mean? Just because I was listening to people online. And even if you only buy 2 of each set, that's still a good chunk of change. Think about it. You're spending maybe $250 on a booster box. I mean, depending when you buy. But let's just say it's a new set. You buy 2 of them. Say they're at $250 or even $200. You know, spending between $400 and $400. It's a lot of money. It really is. So imagine doing that every time Pokemon releases a new set. And you're only getting 2 items, mind you. Say you want a full case. Spend like $2,000 now. Give or take, again. It adds up. $2,000. Say you do that 5 times a year, 6 times, that's 10 to 12,000. Right? Something to think about, and that's what I've been thinking about. So that's why I decided to like focus on certain things. I'm kind of just sitting on the sideline lately. I've sold most of my slabs that I mentioned. Took a bunch of profits. I'm just building up cash right now. I have what I have that's sealed. I like where I'm at. I do have like a 151 UPC, like 3 of them I bought really early. I'm up big. Still thinking if I should sell it right now or continue to hold on to it. Really doesn't, I know it dipped a little bit lately, but it really doesn't matter to me too much. You know, it's, again, I like at 75, 80 bucks. It's talking about 4 years ago on Facebook Marketplace, so I'm up. I have no concerns with that. But the point of the video is be patient. I think people should just save money. Don't fall into the social media trap. You're not a fool if you skip on a certain set. You don't need to buy into Chaos Rising right now. You don't need to buy into Perfect Order, Pitch Black. Hell, you don't even need to buy into 30th Anniversary. Now, if you want to, by all means, go ahead. If you think all those sets are gonna make you a millionaire or any set, then yeah, you're in the wrong hobby. You have the wrong mindset. So don't let any of these people tell you you're gonna be a multimillionaire of Pokemon. It's not gonna happen, I promise you. You're not gonna get rich overnight. Is there money to be made? Yes, there is. Do you have to have patience? Yes, you do. Will certain things rapidly shoot up and spike out of nowhere? Yeah. Are there ways to make fast money? Yes. As I mentioned in my previous video, grading is a way to make good profits, but you have to know what you're doing, and you have to have some money to start. You know, I mean, there are some cards that are like cheap, but are hard to get a 10 in, and if you happen to find a clean copy, which is hard of itself, and you do get a 10, yes, you can make quick profit. That's what I'm talking about. For example, this bad boy here, which is for sale, by the way. I bought this one I bought like 5 of them, I think, I don't know, a year and a half ago. Something like that, I don't even remember. I sent all 5 in. This one has a swirl too, by the way, in the corner, so I am maxing for a little extra swirl tax. Some people get mad about it, but some people actually care about that. Sent 5 in. 1 came back an 8 from PSA. 3 came back a 9, and 1 got a 10 in. And at the time, I bought each of those for $15 each. Now that Greninja is around $2,000 without a swirl. With a swirl, you can check the comps yourself. It goes for, I want to say, at least several hundred more dollars. I use eBay to check that. So, and there's only like a few comps. It's very hard. But so that is like one example. You can make quick money with a low buy-in entry. But again, that's very hard to do. You gotta know what you're looking at and have to find a clean copy of certain cards. But yeah, don't go into debt doing this. If you have a family, family stuff comes first. If you don't have a family, bills come first, your car, your phone, make sure you can buy food, your rent if you're a single person and you rent an apartment, that's important. I'm not saying you can't rip packs. If you like to rip packs, buy some stuff to rip, no problem. But I wouldn't overspend. I wouldn't be paying high ass prices. Even 30th anniversary, like, do I see the UPC doing well long term? Yeah. Will the ETBs go up long term? Excuse me. It's late and I'm like kind of out of it right now. But yeah, I see these products going up long term for sure. But now in this hobby, you're buying it at a higher buying price. It's not like it was several years ago where stuff was at MSRP or sitting on the shelves and there was plenty, you know? When you're buying in at a higher price already, that gives you a little room for growth or little profit margins in the beginning years. Again, we don't know what this stuff's going to turn into in 10, 20, 30 years. A lot of people don't hold it that long. Hell, I probably won't even hold it that long. But the days of getting an ETB at like 40, 50 bucks, holding it till 500 bucks, and those days, as of now, are over. The days of buying a booster box at 80, 90 bucks, holding it, goes up 5 years later to whatever. It depends on the set, right? But whatever, maybe a grand, 2 grand. I don't know, that's kind of over 2 right now. I mean, again, this all varies, right? But the ones who really made money were the ones who, I guess you could say, Sword and Shield, there's a few sets, yes, you can make money from. But really, it's the ones before Sword and Shield, before COVID, who were buying and in Pokemon all through like the mid-era years and still buying like vintage stuff all through, the early 2000s, mid 2000s. Those are the people who made money and held this stuff all through COVID. Maybe liquidated through COVID. These are the people who really made a lot of money because they bought stuff when no one wanted it. That's how people usually make the most money. When no one's paying attention to it, no one wants it, that's when you accumulate the product. That's always been the way to do it. My eBay's like blowing up, so I'm getting distracted. But so yeah, hopefully I got my point across. Me personally, I just felt like I'm spending too much money over the years. And if I want to be in this hobby long term, like I think a lot of us would like to do that, you really got to pace yourself. It's not a race. We don't need to compete with anyone. We all have our own goals. We all have our own financial situation or family, not a family, bills to pay, no bills to pay. We all have our own, situation. I want to be around. I like to grade. Right now, that's really all I'm focusing on. Again, I sold most of my PC slabs, but I do have like 200 more slabs I'm waiting for between PSA and CGC. And I plan to use a lot of that money just to, reinvest it, or I don't want to say invest, but put it back into Pokemon. It's pretty much just to grade more or buy more singles. I am focusing on a vintage binder collection that I'm doing. So little by little, getting clean cards, vintage cards for that. And again, these modern sets, listen, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it. I've stated this in the past, and I'm going to continue to state it in the future. People have this stored in warehouses, their closets, their grandma's basement, their ex-girlfriend's house, everywhere. So we're not holding anything rare. We're not. I know some people argue, in 30 years it's gonna be rare. Okay. It'll probably go up and people probably want it or open it. There's gonna be a lot of it. It's not gonna be the same as it was now or during COVID with base set and all that stuff that was going on with the vintage stuff, It's just not. Because back then, people didn't think about that. Kids were kids. They played with the cards. They opened the cards, put it in their binder. There's only very few. I mean, I'm sure there was some people who were thinking, hey, let me just keep it closed. And, they got lucky, right? They reaped the rewards. God bless, you were ahead of the curve. But, yeah, I mean, it's craziness what's going on. Everything's expensive. The lines are crazy. Don't phone into 30th. There's going to be a lot of that product, a lot. You'll be able to get it if you want it. If you want to rip it, you'll get it. Don't pay triple, quadruple the price on eBay or TCG. Just have some patience, that's all. But hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I got the point across. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think and what your collection goals are moving forward. All right, thanks for watching.